Hey, I'm back. Let me get a sip of my hot cocoa here. Welcome to another nighttime video. I just came out of Target looking for that Ryze mushroom coffee. And like I said, I do not like coffee. Ugh, I better turn this down a little bit here. They have it in medium roast, dark roast in the bigger bags and stuff. But this is only 5 servings and it was $9.99. And this one's vanilla coffee latte, and I don't like coffee, but I was able to kind of choke down a French vanilla cappuccino once, and that was tolerable. But anyway, so this is it. I don't know if it'll show up here. I'll back it out of the way there. Maybe that'll. Let's see. So apparently, this mushroom coffee. This has just got 5 little packets in it. They got the bigger pouches too, but it's got like 6 different kind of mushrooms in it or something that are supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be healthy for digestion, and it's because of the mushrooms that are in it or something. It's supposed to really help dissolve belly fat, you know, and extra fat. So I'm willing to try it, even though I'm not a coffee person. It's expensive because for 5 servings at $10, that's basically $2 a thing for an 8 ounce deal. So, but if I can tolerate the taste, I will, here's my flashlight here. It's got 6 blends of mushrooms are cordyceps, I think that's how it's pronounced, reishi, king trumpet, shiitake, turkey tail, and lion's mane. And I think that's what they attribute to what causes the dissolving the belly fat. They claim here it's jitter-free energy, mental clarity, digestive wellness, and immune support. That's good if it's got all that extra stuff. Right now I'm more looking for that belly fat to get melted away. It'll help. And maybe it won't, but I figure, well, I'll give it a shot. And for a 5-pack, I guess if I can tolerate it, if I like it or whatever, well then I'll come back and get more or something. But I don't want to buy a bunch of it and not like it or something. But even if it works, if I can tolerate it and I try it for, if I can try it for about a month, and if it seems to get rid of some of my extra belly fat or something, that'd be wonderful. Then I will choke that stuff down. You know, one point I was up to almost 400. Well, I think I might have went over 400 pounds. I was up to like 390 at my heaviest point, and I stepped on a scale, and I had to have a special scale because our normal scale would top out at me, and our digital scale would OL, you know, or it was overloaded or whatever, which is sad, sick. So I had to order a digital scale that could handle a lot more weight. That's when I found out that I was up to 390 pounds. Well, I was lighter then when I first got the scale, but I still put on more weight. And when I stepped on it at 390 pounds, I could have cried, you know. I was just so disgusted and ashamed of myself. And, I didn't want to step on that scale no more. So I didn't. And I know I gained more weight after that. But I didn't even want to see over 400. I didn't want to look at it. So when my mom passed, I started really changing my diet and watching Gordon Ramsay. I started to learn how to cook filet mignon steaks, and I started eating steaks and broccoli and stuff, and then get more active, and that helped me start burning stuff. Well, then I stepped on the scale at one point, and I don't know if I can't remember if I was at 370 then or something like that. And just kept getting better. And then when I got under 300 at one point, I was just on cloud 9. I was really happy about that. And my lowest, I think I've been, well, last I weighed was 276. Now I think since the foundry, I might have maybe put on a little more weight. So I might have got moved down to like 270 maybe or something at one point, maybe. I don't know if I ever hit the 260s. I might have, but not checked or something. But Actually, when I first started at the foundry, I thought, yeah, I'm going to lose weight here working at this foundry. Well, I was trimming up and everything, and maybe I think I did good below 276, because I remember stepping on the scale after I'd been in the foundry for a while, and God, I can't remember what I got down to now, because I know I gained again, because I was 276, and I'd put like a few pounds on, and I was like, I bummed out. I was like, man, I didn't go down, I went up. Well, I wasn't thinking about it, that muscle weighs more than fat, and because I was working this super hard job, I was building muscle on my arms and my body, everything, so I definitely got in better shape. It's weird, I used to be into boxing and martial arts and everything, and I got my master's degree in martial arts, and got pretty dang good at boxing too, and I was a southpaw. Well, I'm losing my train of thought. When I was younger, there was a point where I was in really, really good shape, and I was like, I'd watch Bruce Lee tapes and try to pause them and spin chucks and stuff, and I'd practice getting faster and faster. And when I first started breaking boards, that was kind of exciting, because I felt like something out of a karate movie, like, ooh, I can make boards. Where I really got impressed with myself a couple times is I'd take, like a 3/4 inch board that's probably, I'd say, 6 inches wide or so, 6 to 8 inches wide, and I'd have them cut in about foot sections of scrap, and I'm breaking them with the grain, not against the grain. But I started drilling holes through them and hanging them from strings in the garage. And when I first started hitting them, they'd want to go swinging away, but I got to where I could hit them with explosive speed where I could snap that board that's hanging on a string. Ooh, I was high on life then. I was like, ooh, yeah, Bruce Lee would be proud, And God, this is amazing stuff, man. Then I had the thickest boards I ever broke with palm striking, where they were 2 by 8 or 12 or something like that. They were thick, their sections. And that was with the grain too. That wasn't against the grain. That was with the grain. But still, that's some thick wood to be breaking. And that when I first broke those, I didn't know I could break them. My karate master was living with me we were living together for a while, and he moved in with me at my townhome. And I'd been breaking those littler boards, getting really good at it. And he didn't know what I was breaking. He just heard about it. So coming out of the garage one day, and I had that stack of them 2 by 10s or 2 by 12s, whatever they were. They were, each one was probably a little over a foot long or something like that, stacked up. And my friend can't remember where we were going, but we're going out to get my Trans Am. And he's seeing them stacked there, and he looks at me and he says, "Those the boards you were talking about breaking?" And I looked at him and I was like, "No," I couldn't even imagine that, And they didn't say nothing else. Well, later on I got thinking, he asked me if those were the boards I was breaking. Therefore, he thought that I could break those boards, or them were the ones I was talking about. So then I got thinking, if he thinks I can break them, maybe I can, And I didn't prop it between nothing, but I'm breaking it with the grain, So like I said, I'm not going against grain. I'm breaking them with the grain, and I've stood there in the garage, and I hold it in my hand, and I'm just like gonna do a palm strike with the spread of my palm and roll into it, And I'm just holding it with one hand, and I'm like concentrating and trying. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this or not, but at least by holding it in my hand, if I do it fast enough, maybe I can break it. If not, I'll knock it out of my hand or something. But I'm trying to hold a good grip on it too. And I did it, man. I just boom, and I snapped it right in half. And I'm so excited, I jumped up in the air and clicked my heels. I was like, yeah! And then, no, wait a minute. Maybe that one was dried and cracked or something, maybe it was a fluke. Maybe I'm going to try this again. So, took a second one and held it up, focused, got my cheek together, just whoop, boom, just snapped through that sucker. I was like, yes, I can do this. So then, now I want to show off to some of my friends. So, throw them all in the back of my trunk of my Trans Am, and I go running around to different friends because I want to show them what I can do. I couldn't believe it, man, that I could generate that kind of power, And I don't know if I could do it now that I'm older. I haven't done it in a lot of years. That was probably about, that'd be 20 years ago or something, or a little more than 20 years maybe, I don't know. But anyway, so I'm going around to different friends. Check this out. I open up my trunk and I'm like, see this? Have them look at it and hold it. so you knew it was a nice solid piece. And boom, snap right through that sucker. And they'd be like, whoa. Well, I got one friend of mine, female, she's a good lady, but apparently she has no idea of what kind of energy it takes to do that. So I'm all thinking I'm going to really impress her. And I just, boom, snap through it. And I look over at her to see her reaction, and she's just all like, yeah. Like, everybody does that, you know? I mean, she didn't say that, but that's kind of the reaction I got. And I was like, oh, well, that is really hard to do, you know? I'll never forget that, man. Out of everybody I showed, she was the only one that just was, like, not impressed at all. Like, yeah, so, you know. But everybody else got quite the charge out of their eyes got all big. And if it hadn't been my karate master asking me when he looked at him and said, those the boards you talking about breaking? You know, I was like, no. You know, but then I got thinking about it later on when he was around. I was like, maybe I could break those, you know. So that was kind of cool. But I don't know how I got on that subject. So anyway, I got this mushroom coffee stuff. And right now, I'm going to head over to Holiday. Head over to Holiday and top off the diesel. God, I've had so much help from so many people. I was talking to God about it last night, thanking him for all the help he's sent me. You know, and I need more of it right now. I do. I need a lot of help until I find a job or something or get something going. And I do, Lord, I thank you so much for all the help you've been sending me. My two friends last night coming up from the cities to help me. And because of that, now I can go put a few dollars of diesel in so I can stay warm for another night. So thank you, ladies, if you watch my video. I don't think you really watch them, but if you do, thank you for coming up and helping me out. And thanks for the Jersey Mike sub. It was really delicious. That's the first time I had a Jersey Mike's, and I ended up getting turkey and Swiss or turkey and provolone? I can't remember now. Some type of turkey and cheese. I can't remember now. But then I never had them before. And they put lettuce and tomato on there. I had them hold the onions. I decided not to get onions that time. But then they put this red wine vinegar on it and then some olive oil. That was good. That was a good sandwich. I liked it. I ate it all up. I gobbled that thing right down. So thank you, ladies. It's a wonderful sandwich. Thanks for the extra gas money. That's going to help me out here. I've got about a half a tank in the camper. In the diesel right now, that tank is down to like less than a quarter. So that's why I'm going to put it in diesel so that way I can stay warm. We're going to have a car went zipping right on by me. I guess I wasn't going fast enough in the parking lot for him or her or whoever it was. They don't even have their lights turned on. I didn't know they were coming. They're all stealth mode. So distracted by traffic there and lost my train of thought. Pothole city. Can I dodge them all? Oh, I caught part of one barely. A little bit of bounce in there. Oh no. I have to go this way. The diesels. Oh no, that ain't the diesels. It's the other one. I could have went there maybe. I thought it was the diesels that had tags we are at the Holiday gas station before it has been changed over to Circle K. I mean, I know Circle K already owns it, but it's still got Holiday signs, and I like the old signs. I like the red, white, and blue. I'll be kind of sad when it changes to Circle K. I've got a sentimental old fool in me. I'm a hopeless romantic and sentimental fool that even likes Elvis Presley. You think we're yeah, I'll miss it when all the holidays are gone. As a kid growing up, going camping and stuff, I remember all the Holiday gas station stops and the holiday pop and gearing up for weekend camping. And that was when we were pitching tents and stuff. So, kind of like I'm glamping now. Living the glamping style. Well, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Oh, in case you were curious again, it was, wait, did I get up high enough? Ryze. I don't know if anybody likes that or not, or if they want to try it. I shouldn't actually promote it, but actually I'm not. Well, I'm trying to tell you what I'm doing. Not that you have to do it. We'll see if it works, and if it does, I'll let you know if I start burning some belly fat. We'll see. Because I can tell on my gut. I can feel the squishiness, and if I tighten up my stomach from like when I was boxing, and I tighten it up for so it can blow, I can push, and I can feel the thickness of my fat, and I can feel my stomach's actually in there further. So if I could get rid of all that stuff in between, I'd actually be looking pretty dang good. Well, not that I'm bad looking, you know, but I got a gut on me. What can I say? Mine is physically awesome as I used to be. Well, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, will ya? Woohoo! And we'll see you in the next one.